Before the mid-15th century, ideas traveled slowly and books were rare treasures. Each book was copied by hand, a painstaking task done by scribes, often monks. This meant only the wealthy or the church could own books, making knowledge a privilege for a select few. Johannes Gutenberg was born into this world in Mainz, Germany, around 1400. Coming from a background of metalworking, he had important skills and knowledge of metals. Gutenberg was a man of vision, working on a secret project for many years. He saw a need to make knowledge more accessible and had a revolutionary idea. Europe was on the cusp of change, with expanding trade, growing cities and flourishing universities. There was a growing demand for learning, but the old ways of producing books couldn't keep up. Copying by hand was too slow and laborious, severely limiting the spread of new ideas. Gutenberg aimed to satisfy this hunger for information with something entirely new. His vision was not just about making books, but transforming how information was shared. He dreamt of producing texts quickly and cheaply, allowing ideas to spread further and faster. Despite many challenges, his determination was strong and his belief unwavering. This quiet goldsmith was about to spark an information revolution, a revolution whose echoes we still feel profoundly today. Johannes Gutenberg's invention was a marvel of ingenuity, combining several existing technologies. The heart of his invention was movable type, individual letters cast in metal. These letters could be arranged and rearranged to form words, sentences, and entire pages of text. Gutenberg developed a special alloy of lead, tin, and antimony, creating durable and uniform letters. This uniformity was essential for a clear, even print, allowing for mass production. Once the type was set into a frame, forming a page, it was inked with a new oil-based ink. This ink stuck better to the metal type and transferred more clearly onto paper. The inked type was then pressed firmly onto a sheet of paper using a modified screw press. This press, adapted from those used for making wine or paper, ensured an even transfer of ink. The process, though complex, was revolutionary in its efficiency. A team of workers could operate the press, with one person setting the type, another inking it, and a third operating the press. Once enough copies of a page were printed, the type could be reused. The letters were simply cleaned and sorted back into their cases, ready to be composed into a new page. This reusability was key to the economic viability of printing. Gutenberg had created a system for the true mass production of text, a system that would change the world forever. The printing press revolutionized book production. Before Gutenberg, books were handcrafted by scribes. They were scarce and valuable, accessible only to the wealthy. The printing press changed this, making books affordable and abundant. Printers could produce thousands of copies quickly. Books became accessible to merchants, scholars, and citizens. This democratized knowledge. Printed books were uniform, aiding scholarship. Standardization allowed readers to refer to the same text. Page numbers and indexes helped navigation. Print shops emerged across Europe. Booksellers created trade networks. Ideas spread rapidly. The world of letters expanded exponentially. The printing press unleashed the power of the written word, transforming society forever. The arrival of the printing press sent ripples through society, reshaping culture itself. And one of the most significant changes was the rise in literacy as books became cheaper and more available. This created a positive cycle. More readers meant more demand for books, leading to more printing. Education began to spread beyond the elite, and a literate populace became an empowered populace. Print allowed for the rapid circulation of diverse viewpoints, fostering public debate and discussion. People were exposed to a wider range of information and opinions, encouraging critical thinking. The printing press was a tool for intellectual liberation, encouraging questioning and examination of established norms. Standardization of languages was another important cultural effect, with printers choosing particular dialects for their texts. This helped to unify languages across different regions, making communication easier and more efficient. It also contributed to the development of national identities, fostering a sense of community. The press was subtly redrawing the cultural map of Europe. The printing press played a role in preserving knowledge, with printed books being far more resilient than handwritten manuscripts. This ensured that ancient texts and new discoveries were safeguarded and could be passed down to future generations. The collective memory of humankind found a more permanent home. The printing press became an archive, a library for the world. Its cultural impact was truly multifaceted and deeply transformative. The Renaissance was a period of extraordinary cultural rebirth in Europe. The printing press played a crucial role, allowing rediscovered classical texts to be copied and distributed widely. Scholars no longer had to travel to distant libraries, fueling the intellectual ferment of the Renaissance. Humanist scholars found an ally in the printing press, sharing writings and engaging in debates. Thinkers like Erasmus saw their works printed and read all over Europe. The press helped create a vibrant, interconnected community of scholars. The impact on science was profound, with early scientists publishing their observations. Figures like Copernicus used print to disseminate revolutionary ideas. The Renaissance was about rediscovering the old and creating the new. The printing press facilitated this creative explosion, allowing new literary forms to emerge. Poetry, plays and prose could reach a wider audience, enriching the cultural landscape. The printing press was the engine driving this intellectual and artistic awakening. It helped pull Europe out of the Middle Ages and into modernity. The early 16th century witnessed the Reformation, a movement challenging the Catholic Church. The printing press was indispensable, spreading reformers' ideas rapidly. Martin Luther used printed pamphlets and Bible translations to reach the people. His 95 theses were quickly printed and distributed, sparking widespread debate. The printing press enabled a mass movement, bypassing church control. Reformers translated the Bible, making scripture accessible to ordinary people. This empowered lay people and diminished the clergy's control. The Reformation, powered by the printing press, reshaped Europe. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg was more than just a technological advancement. It was a pivotal moment in human history, fundamentally altering how knowledge is created, shared, and consumed. The ability to mass-produce and distribute text laid the groundwork for the modern age of information. Print democratized knowledge, breaking the monopoly on information held by the elite. It made learning accessible, fostering literacy